Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We're here to do another episode of Wildcat Weekly and a little bit of Sweet 16 talk. The Kentucky women are headed to Fort Worth in the Sweet 16.
Thank you for tuning in to College SportsCast. College SportsCast presents Wildcat Weekly.
What is up, everyone? We're here to do another episode of Wildcat Weekly. It is Brad with College SportsCast. I've got Hammonds on here with me. What's up, Hammonds?
What's up, man?
So we're going to get started here. We've got a jam-packed show again for you guys. We're kind of doing two shows in one. But as we get started here, a couple of things that I always like to mention. If you're on with us, man, and you're on Facebook, hit that subscribe. It's only 99 cents a month. It does help us to continue to make these for you guys and do the things that we do in the media world. So we appreciate that. It gives you your own chat and your own subscribers page for just 99 cents a month. And we do post info in there and things in the chat for you guys and on the page. So I want to mention that real quick. If you're on YouTube with us, we appreciate you as well. Hit that like and subscribe. And we appreciate all of you as well. Our YouTube is growing as well, so we're getting closer and closer on that as well. So just want to say that. And then while we were on the show here tonight, if I can get this to pull up, here we go. While we're on the show tonight, at the top left corner of the screen is going to be a QR code. That is our home field apparel QR code. Scan that and go check out some really cool. Go to the SEC, find Kentucky, and get some really cool vintage gear, collegiate gear for Kentucky. They've got some denim stuff right now for Kentucky, some really cool stuff for March Madness. Go check them out. And then also, if you want more information, put in the comments here, and we also have some College SportsCast gear, and I don't have the QR code up for it yet, but I will soon. So,
and we've had a few people buy off of us, so that's good.
We have, so it is on our page. If you're on Facebook, it's at the top. I do have it pinned for our College SportsCast gear, so I do want to put that out there as well. So, all right, John. I went to Morgantown over the weekend, was there for 4 days, and we're going to start off with the women here tonight. The women are still in March Madness and still playing. In the background there, you can see the Sweet 16 in behind us. Kentucky and Texas is set to play, but before we get to that, I do want to mention a couple of things about the girls and just getting to go to Morgantown. I want to put this up. Getting to go to West Virginia, it was really cool. On a personal note, I've made a couple of posts about Jerry West and some of the statue and like just his number on the court and just a lot of different things, memorabilia from him that I posted. It was really cool on a personal level to be in the place that Jerry West took to the national championship game.
Yeah, they started out with the James Madison Dukes, Brad. Tony Morgan had 18. Amelia Hassett had 11 or 14 in the first half. Clara Strack had another double-double. I think it was her 15th of the year. She's just so incredible to watch. You know, she had 10 points, 14 rebounds. Jordan Obi, I thought, played really well. They used a lot of their size to their advantage early. I think they was up 29 at one point in the second quarter.
Yeah, then they kind of second half they kind of
went off. They kind of let the foot off the gas. I think a lot of it was, I don't think Kenny Brooks wanted to kind of embarrass James Madison where he's, where he played at and coached. I just don't think he wanted to do that, and I think that was more of a respect thing.
Yeah, I do too. But it was a fun game, even in the first round there with James Madison. And like you said, Jordan Obi played really well in this game as well. Amelia Hassett hit like 4 threes, I believe, in this one in the James Madison game. And it was just a fun game. I think they wound up winning by like 16 or something like that in the first game there. And then played West Virginia. It was in West Virginia. I got to give a huge shout out, John, to the crowd, to the fans.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
That showed up for the women's. I mean, it was 13,500 strong both nights. Both days, both game days, Saturday and Monday. And these fans, I mean, they were showing up like at noon on Monday, 1 o'clock on Monday. I mean, I'll be honest. It was pretty amazing.
It was a tremendous atmosphere. They've always been, to me, even going back to the men's side and when Huggins was there, they've always been respectful fans, always cheering for their team. It's just a great environment to be in. There was a lot of momentum swings in this game, Brad. UK led after the first quarter, I think by 5. West Virginia made a run there and got it 36-all at halftime. Kentucky come out. They kind of put a 9-0 run on them. And then by the time the quarter was up, the Cats were up by a dozen. Then all of a sudden, here comes West Virginia again, and it's kind of tight. And the play that I want to kind of bring out is the last play. Gia Cook, she had the go-ahead basket. It rimmed out, and Tiani Key tracked down the ball. If Tiani Key does not track that ball down,
not only did she track down the ball, but she was in motion. If she hadn't have called a timeout, she had the mind to call a timeout. If she hadn't have, like, they were fixing to call a travel, to be honest.
Yeah. And here's the thing. You don't get that rebound, and West Virginia kind of grabs that ball and puts it up under the goal, the game's probably over. And they go to the Sweet 16, and you're sitting at the house. So great win for the Cats. Great Tony Morgan. She's been a great guard for them all year. Mia Hassett missed a tough 3 there that kind of would have put the game on ice. I felt like it was kind of rushed in a way, but that's just me.
Well, so a couple of fans was talking about that shot, but so there was a play that they went and looked at the shot clock, and before that, there was about a 6.5 second difference between the shot clock and the end of the game. And Kentucky was running out of time. They had to put up a shot when Amelia took that shot. They only had like a second left on the shot clock. Now, there was only like 6 or 6.5, 7 seconds left in the game, but they had to put up a shot when that happened.
Well, and the rest is history. Now they're going to Fort Worth, Brad. They're going to face a team that, a month ago or so, they was right in the game with them. So, but they're having to play pretty much Texas in their backyard. And that's going to be tough.
They are. I want to talk a little bit more about this one. You was talking about how this game, so Kentucky took an early lead. They pushed it out to like 11. And then West Virginia fought back. And like you said, they tied the game at halftime. Then Kentucky come out and made another big run, had a 12-point lead. They pushed it to a 14-point lead once in this game. I think it was right before the end of the third quarter. They pushed it to a 14-point lead. But I'm going to give some credit, man. This West Virginia team and that crowd just did not give up.
No,
they would not give up. And the Shaw kid, that girl can shoot the ball.
She's good. The Cook girl's good.
The Cook girl and the Shaw girl. That Shaw kid, she can shoot. I'm telling you.
I'm going to tell you something. Toni Morgan made one of probably the biggest baskets of the night. She hit a jumper, I think, with 55 seconds. Might have been 54. Can't remember. And it pushed the lead out to 3. And it really made a difference in the game, I think. Because if you don't get that shot, maybe West Virginia goes down and makes another basket, and they get a chance to win at the end or even go ahead.
I tell you what, Toni did really well during this game. She was 9 of 10 from the free throw line in this game.
Here's the thing, too.
That was really, really important in this game, going 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Toni Morgan.
Another thing, too, they made just enough clutch plays, Brad, to avoid what would have been pretty much a collapse in the fourth quarter.
It was almost identical to what happened last year in the Kansas State game.
Yeah, you had the 12-point lead. You come back out in the fourth. You got the game within reach, and then all of a sudden you lose the game, and Georgia Amore misses a shot, and you're out of the tournament. So this year is a little bit different. Now they get an opportunity to play their game. And I'm going to say this, too, while we're kind of –
appreciate you.
On top of the Texas game, I think the line spread is very disrespectful.
This is Ty Johnson. He may be joining us for some basketball talk before too long, maybe next week. So just want to say hi. John, a couple of things in this game real quick. I got to give a huge shout out to Tiani Key. She was really, really important in this game. The two bigs played well off of each other. Tiani Key had 19 points and 10 rebounds. And Clara had 18 points and 15 rebounds and 4 block shots in this game.
Well, they used their size, Brad. They used their height advantage. I think they had 39 rebounds, which I think, what was it? West Virginia had, 16 maybe?
They had 23. It was 16 difference. Yeah.
It was 16 difference is what I meant. But they used their size advantage, and you asked a question about that in the post game, and Tiani Key and Clara Strack talked about how they like to play together and use their size to neutralize other teams. So I think in this game coming up, it's going to be a little bit different. You might have to go through the guards. The guards are probably going to have to be on the game.
Yeah, it definitely will be. I got to give a shout out here. Kenny Brooks has come in year 2 here. Last year, they had a really good regular season, kind of fizzled out a little bit in the postseason last year. They had a 4 seed in the SEC tournament, lost on the first day on Friday, didn't get any wins in the SEC tournament. Then they hosted as a 4 seed last year. They barely survived against Liberty in the first round. They almost blew that one. And then they had a lead against Kansas State last year and did not hold that and got beat. And this time they went on the road in a jam-packed stadium, arena, Coliseum, and beat a really good Big 12 tournament champion winner, West Virginia team here on the road. And Kenny makes some progress in year 2, getting the girls to the Sweet 16, John, for the first time since 2016. It's been a decade.
Just unbelievable job what he's doing. The recruiting class he's got coming in, Schwartz, McDonald, you can't forget
Maddie Green. With that recruiting class that he has coming in, John, getting to the Sweet 16 was a big deal. I think the perception, the image for Kentucky moving forward with 3 McDonald's All-Americans coming in and getting to the Sweet 16 is going to be a top 15 program. I think they'll be preseason top 15 program.
I'm going to say this for those out there that don't know. If you haven't watched Maddie Greenway play the game of basketball,
she's going to be special.
You need to go to Memorial next year. The girl, she's a 3-level scorer. She can drive. She can shoot a 3. She can facilitate. Like, this girl can do it all. And not so much that. Me and Brad talked about it last week. She's even good at soccer. What can't this girl not do? This girl has everything you want in a player. I would not be shocked, Brad, and I'm gonna make a prediction here. I would not be shocked if she's starting by midseason.
I think she might start early, like really early, to be honest. With you, I think she might. But there's 3 McDonald's All-Americans coming in. That is actually going to be playing, I think, March 31st. The McDonald's All-American game is coming up, so that's something to look forward to. I believe it's March 31st. Savvy Swords is going to be on there. Emily McDonald's going to be there. He's got 3 top 25 players signed for this class. And Madden Greenway is top 10.
And for those wondering about the Swords girl, her sister plays for Michigan that's in the Sweet 16.
Yep. Her sister, Sayla.
Yeah, that's her.
I think is her name. Plays for Michigan. And, man, I'm telling you, this is going to be just the buzz around the program moving on to the Sweet 16 on the road is a huge, huge deal for this program. And Kenny Brooks. Like, I just got to give a huge shout out, man. Like, I've been around these girls for 3.5 years now, and this program for that long. And it means a ton to all of us, but it means a ton to them and this program as well. And Kenny, and what he's doing here at Kentucky. So, all right. With that said, John, we are going to move on to who they happen to play next. This is Texas. I mean, they are the 1 seed. This is a legit team that could have a chance at a national title here, this Texas team. And unfortunately, this game is played in Fort Worth, Dallas. And we are matching up against none other than Texas in Dallas, in Fort Worth. It's going to be another tough environment here. But, John, the girls did play in the Moody Center. Earlier this year, it was a 1-point game with about 5 minutes to go. And they were in the game. They played on the road. They've already done it once this year. And this is a big one. And, John, it's on ABC.
It is. It's a primetime game. And
yeah.
I want to tell you something that was not affected the last game. It was 2 players that you wouldn't have thought of. You had 30 combined points from Justice Carlton and Jordan Lee. Madison Booker had a decent game. Oldacre had a decent game. But it was those 2 sophomores that combined for 30 points and pretty much put the game away. And, they hit some big shots. Kentucky cut what? You said cut to 1. They was right there. In a game of the tournament level, the thing about these games is you never know until you step on that court.
I mean, John, I have seen Texas play about 7 or 8 games the last 2 years with a whole lot of these same girls on this team. The last 2 years, because I've been to the SEC tournament with Rory and Madison Booker and Lee and a lot of these same girls from last year and this year. They're really good. Listen, I'm not going to take anything away from them. They're really good. However, I have also seen Kentucky play them twice. And both times it was a 2-point game with about 4 or 5 minutes to go and a 1-point game with about 5 minutes to go. Now, Texas pushed it out. They won by 11 on the road. Kentucky did not close the game real well. I will fully admit that. But at home last year was like a 7-point game, 8-point game, something like that. So please explain to me How does the line come out at 15.5 for Texas?
I'm just as confused as you are, but maybe it's where they've dominated.
Is it just because they dominated like the first 2 rounds? Well, I mean,
look who they played.
Exactly. Like, I mean, come on, they're a 1 seed. I mean, listen, here's what I want to say about this game. Kenny has a game plan for Texas, and it's worked at least well enough to keep them tight and in the game in the fourth quarter. And that's all you can ask here, guys. Like, if you're a fan of this team, if you're a fan of these girls, if you're a Kentucky fan, you just want to tune in because it's Kentucky, all you can really ask in this situation, John, is that the girls can be in this game in the fourth quarter. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, and have a chance to execute some plays and have a chance to win this game at the end. That's really about all you can ask for here. This is in Fort Worth. They're going to have the crowd. They're going to have everything behind them. Madison Booker's coming off of a career high 40 points in the second round. Like, they're going to be high. Vic Schaefer has been close so many times and not been able to win that national title. He's got a team here that can challenge. Everyone knows that was the goals this year for them. It's certainly, their goal is certainly not to get knocked out in Fort Worth in the Sweet 16. I can promise you that. Right, John?
You're right.
I mean,
they just got to play their game. They can't do the things that they did early in the year, where they get behind, where they have defensive breakdowns. Clara Strack has to be on her game. If Clara Strack is not playing her game, there's no chance they win this game.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Jordan Obi would be a good person to put on Madison Booker. Jordan Obi's a little physical. She's not going to back down. Madison's not going to be able to back her down as easy. I also think Tiani Key with her height would be great as long as she can stay with her when she tries to drive and things of that nature. But the one surprise that I think that nobody would really think of is I think Jordan Obi would be a good person to put on Madison Booker in this game. She's physical. She's going to stay right with her. And Madison's game, John, is the mid-range game. That's what she does. She's not a great three-point shooter, and she doesn't drive all the way to the basket all that well, or at least not all the time. She's a mid-range shooter. That's what she is.
But you know what they also got that we don't got? They got one of the all-time greatest coaches sitting on that sideline.
They do. They do. Absolutely.
And I feel like, if we're going to win, we're going to have to out-talent him. We're going to have to out-scheme him, and we're going to have to out-coach him.
We got an Oklahoma fan here that's talking about horns down, so I just want to say that.
He's an Oklahoma fan. So
yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
So, you got to play your game. You can't get into a game like we did against
Bill,
Vanderbilt.
I love your confidence, man. Bill's been confident about this game since the tournament began. They say Kentucky would get here and be able to beat Texas. I love your confidence, and I am so hoping you're right.
I was mentioning the Vandy game. You simply can't do the things you did in those games and the games you did in the, what was the last, the South Carolina game at the end of the year. You can't get behind and cause disruption among the team with mistakes. against a good Texas team because they're going to make you pay for it.
Well, I mean, here's what Texas is going to do. All right. Texas is extremely, extremely physical. In the girls' game, this is going to be an extremely physical game.
Well, they play defense. They might be one of the best defensive teams in the country.
They are one of the best defensive teams. They're extremely physical. Here is what happens to Kentucky in some of these physical games. They get in foul trouble.
Yep.
Tiani Key,
Claire Pratt,
and they get in foul trouble a lot, John. And
that's what I said. And then they have a light bench that hasn't really played all that many minutes. Now, you've had Gilvin play a little bit here and there in this tournament. You've had, Taylor Carroll. I think you're going to have to keep these girls out of foul trouble. And if you don't keep them out of foul trouble, you might get 20-pieced. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's the reality when you're playing the number 1 seed in Texas.
They're so physical, and I'm telling you, that's the one worry that I have in this game is that we get 2 or 3 girls in foul trouble. Clara and Tiani are absolutely going to be key, pun intended, for them to be on the floor in this game. The girls are going to need them on the floor for offense and defense. But I will say that I do think Jordan Obi can hold her own against Madison Booker. She is a physical defender. She won't back down when somebody's trying to back her down. And I do think Jordan Obi would be a good swap every once in a while in this game, especially if you pick up a couple of fouls real quick or something in this game. Jordan Obi would be one that I would put on her. And Amelia, who Coach Brooks likes to use as his shutdown defender, and he's done it for 2 years. If it was me, John, in this game, I don't think I would put Amelia on Madison. I think I would put Tiani and Jordan.
Yeah, you don't want to get your best shooter in foul trouble.
Yeah. I just Bill says he thinks that Texas was the most beatable one for us. I mean, maybe Bill. I kind of was hoping for UCLA, to be honest. And I know that's a little strange. But look, any of the 1 seeds were going to be tough. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter on that end, to be honest. So, but I just wanted to talk a little bit here about the girls. I'm super excited. Been going, to the SEC, to the first and second round. I haven't decided on Saturday yet. To be honest with you, I do this on my own and fund all this on my own. So, but I will have access and will be covering stuff either way. So, the Elite 8 chances and beyond for Kentucky, I just want to Kentucky has been to the Elite 8 3 times on the women's side with Coach Mitchell, and they have never made the Final Four. I think 2 of those 3 times they ran into a buzzsaw by the name of UConn, I believe, when they made them. So Kentucky's really not had an easy path in any of these things. And here we are again in the Sweet 16 matched up with another 1 seed, Texas, and it happens to be in Fort Worth. But, the chances here, Texas is a heavy favorite. I think earlier I saw it's down to 14.5 or something like that earlier. But I just want to give a shout out to the girls here for getting next to the round right now of where the furthest they've ever been in the tournament. So Kenny is building something here that's going to be worthwhile. He's going to have 4 McDonald's All-Americans and a top 5, top 10 player in the country in Claire Strack next year. So it's going to be exciting. They're going to be young, but it's going to be exciting.
Yep.
All right, John. We are going to go back and talk a little bit about the men's team. We're not going to leave them out. Kentucky's season ends versus Iowa State in the second round of March Madness. I want to start with that, John, and kind of give you the floor and let you talk about just the game alone. You know,
do I really have to at this point? I mean, the start of the game was good. You know, they got out to a 16-6 lead. They led by 11 points. Then the lack of having a point guard started to mount. The turnovers.
They play really pressure defense, man. I mean, they're just
– Cyclones, what they did, they made a run at the end of the half. They led by 1. Kentucky just wilted under the relentless pressure. I think they turned the ball over, Brad, 20 times. That led to 25 points for Iowa State. Now, they shot the ball, I thought, pretty well. But they lost all that momentum, and they never got it back. Otega Owe and Denzel Aberdeen had really good, solid games. Aberdeen had 20. I think Owe had 18.
Nobody else even got close to smelling double figures.
They didn't get much help, and they was the only Wildcats, I think, in double figures.
Yeah.
This is a long and difficult year. The lack of a point guard, you had key injuries hampered them all year. It showed up, I thought, today. This is going to be an interesting offseason for Mark Pope.
Speaking of that, I want to run through just a couple of things here. Apparently, Jason Hart is leaving to go to SMU to be the associate head coach at SMU. Are you surprised by this at all?
Not really. I felt like me and you talked about this early in, January. I felt like there was going to be some changes on the staff. I felt like, but out of the group that's on this staff, I'm kind of shocked that Hart's one of them.
I mean, I will say this as a Kentucky fan, it's a little disheartening to see a coach leave a lead assistant job to go to SMU, to be honest. Okay. I am aware that alone does not look the greatest. Okay. However, what I want to say is this: Jason Hart has been here for 2 seasons. And he was supposed to be the NBA guy, the connector of the NBA. He was supposed to be a lead recruiter and be able to bring these people in. My question to you about the Jason Hart deal here is, like, what did he really bring? Like, who did he land? What did he really bring that Kentucky is really losing here? Who did he in 2 years? I don't really see any evidence that he helped recruit any top tier, top notch people.
Well, let me say this. A lot of people think that losing him is all that big of a deal. I think it is a little bit when it comes to coaches and players' relationships, because Coach Hart had a connection with Tyron Stokes, okay? Everybody knows he's the number 1 recruit in 26.
But he's also been all over the place, up and down, leading with Kansas, possibly signing with Kansas.
Everywhere.
So it's not like Jason Hart had him wrapped up in the bag or something.
Obviously, though, Brad, Pope ain't going to give up on recruiting these players.
No, absolutely
but
not.
For me, could it be a hard sell knowing these players have a strong connection with Hart? Yeah. If they're not able to land either of these two.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not like Hart had him wrapped up or something.
Well, and the thing is the Wildcats didn't land, like you said, a lot of top high-level talent with Hart. It is unfortunate that maybe the plan to get Peyton Stokes could be closing. and that sucks from a fan perspective. But you got Ortega gone. They're probably going to be looking for a star to replace him. Coach Hart leaving probably opens up a new spot. And you're going to have to get a coach, Brad, that's
like
that can recruit.
Can we get somebody that can recruit and close?
Somebody that can recruit on the recruiting trail. Somebody that can connect with these
everybody's
kids.
been talking about Pope. That's what a few of these top-notch assistants are supposed to do, is recruit and close deals.
I don't see that. Okay. Hart had a lot of effects on this. For me, it would be awesome if Pope was able to land one of these two. But it would really quiet the Pope can't recruit people.
Yeah, it would. I mean, I agree with that. I just wanted to have a little bit of talk here about the Jason Hart stuff.
This is a very pivotal offseason, I said, for Coach Pope. And for Hart to leave, it's even tougher. There will be some names come up as potential
for a day or two, for a few days, until something positive happens. Yes, but I mean, how long will that be? Will it be 36 hours? Is it going to be a week? Is it not going to happen at all? I mean, we don't really know the answer to that just yet.
I mean, you got to think, Brad. The portal don't open till the day after the national championship, which is what, next weekend.
I mean, Bill, let's be honest. The two homegrown talents was probably coming here anyway. I know you got the LOL.
It was probably Jasper was a Kentucky kid anyways, and you had Noah in Harlan County, which was a Eastern Kentucky kid.
I mean,
so you're basically probably wrapping those up regardless.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
And that's where I want to go to next, is the whole Jasper Johnson thing.
Okay, let me go up if we're going to do that, because I
want to get this out of the way really quick.
Okay, here we go. I've got a couple too, so you go ahead.
All right, so the negativity and the bashing of players have really, to me, crossed a very big line. Listen, I'm guilty of it myself. Ask Brad. In the past, I could be as rough on anybody as Brad knows me. And I've had to grow up some. Ask Brad. I've had to mature a little bit. And the thing about it is, the players see this, recruits see this, coaches see it, and it does nothing but harm. And it sabotages a lot of things for the program. Now, let's be fair. I understand there was a lot of things that happened this past season that was not great. But that's in the past, Brad. And there's really nothing we can change what changed this year. Pope's going to be our coach next year. And the best thing we can do as fans is kind of get behind him and rally with him, because nobody wants to be a part of something that creates negativity every single time. I'm not kidding you, Brad. Every time Jasper screwed up during the year, oh, he sucks. Oh, he needs to leave. What would you do in your mind if that was your kid, and every time you made a mistake on the floor, you're being criticized? Would you not play bad?
Oh, by the way, both of his dad and uncle are former legends on the gridiron for Kentucky as well. So you're not just talking about any kid. You're talking about legends here that have wore this jersey, not as basketball, but on the gridiron, football. Okay.
And I feel like it has a direct impact, Brad, on potential players.
John,
again,
I am so tired. I'm going to go on a couple of rants here. One is going to be over this. Okay. And so I'll start with that. All right. Here's my deal, people. You got to be smarter than what you are. And I do mean that. because you got to realize that players talk, recruits talk, parents talk, families talk, agents talk. They all talk to players. They all talk to high school recruits. They all talk to transfer portal recruits. When you are bashing and bashing and bashing and your stupid negativity and everything you post and everything you say and everything that you comment on and whatever social media bull crap that you do it on, yes, I'm talking directly to you. You are causing recruiting problems. And there is no other way around it. You guys are lost because you don't understand it. Completely lost. And it's absolutely killing the program because you people are really not smart enough to figure it out. And I said it. And I'll give you another thing that really irks my soul with the way people do things. Can we get over the gossip girl shit? Every time something happens, it's like we're all back in middle school and it's the gossip girls and everybody, oh, we're so afraid of Billy Donovan and oh, this is happening. Like, can we, it's all like, I'm so over the damn gossip girl shit. Well, it is so asinine to me.
Back what you were saying about the whole gossip girl stuff. I'm gonna go back to Sunday when you posted a picture of Denzel Aberdeen and Braden Hawthorne at the West Virginia game, and you said Denzel Aberdeen's there to watch Class Track, and you had somebody in the comments say that's his girlfriend. Well, no shit.
And what does that have to do with the girls, with this game? What does it have to do with support? What does it have to do with, like, do we all have to live in the gossip girl land? I mean, I just don't get it. Are you sports fans or are you like teenage girls that want to talk about every damn thing? Oh my God, did you hear about this? And like, just like,
well, and then you had the whole thing during the year that Ortega and Denzel had girlfriend problems. Like,
who cares?
Ask Ortega. Was it during a CBS clip? He said he laughed about it. He said, "What in God's name?
Are we sports fans here, or what the hell? I just don't understand." Like, it is asinine to me, to be honest with you. Like, really and truthfully, it's pathetic and pitiful, and I don't understand it.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I said I'll mention this on why this Jasper Johnson stuff hurts. I was at the Loyola game. What was it, Brad? Was it early Christmas?
It was before, I think, but yeah.
It was probably before Christmas. And I sat probably 2 feet away from Jasper and his family. I talked to them for almost 15 minutes. And me and Brad have said it 100 times. You build relationship with these parents. And, you know, I talked to Ortega Oweh's mom. I talked to Denzel Aberdeen's mom.
Go in between parents and in between recruits and everything else.
And, like, I even had Cam Williams' mom tell me, she said, the negativity is just out of control on social media. You think the parents?
Most of the time, John, I just want to grab somebody and say, grow the hell up. Grow up.
Well, to be fair, Bill Pope, I don't know. He's talking about the Louisville bringing something. Now, Pope brought that up and should have just not said anything at all about that. But I think that was on his own accord, and he should have never brought that up. And that made
There's
everybody
always potential. He was a 5-star kid. Like anybody that says otherwise does not know the first thing about basketball. Honestly, does not know the first thing about basketball.
I'll be honest with you. You build these relationships with these kids, these parents, cousins, aunts, uncles, brothers, third removed cousins. I mean, everybody. Like, and they all hang out by the locker room.
Real quick,
as the game
I love that we have so many people on. I appreciate you guys being on and commenting with us. We've had a bunch of different people on with us tonight, and I just want to say thank you, honestly. So, Josh.
Hey, Trula is one of my favorites. I love Trula.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've had a bunch on with us, so I just want to say.
Here's my thing. And like I said, they're all standing there when you walk out, the media. And you talk to them, you get to know these people. And for me or Brad to go around and say, Jasper is this, Jasper's that, and his parents sitting there.
I mean, look.
It's.
How about we all just have a little bit of common sense and decency? And I know that's really far-fetched in today's society.
Yeah, it's.
I get it. It's really far-fetched for a lot of people, to be honest.
It's a lost art. So,
what's up, Jerry?
And I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one example, Brad, real quick, and we'll move on. Is Brandon Garrison. All season long, that's all I heard was, throw him under the bus, send him back to Texas, do this. Do you know he has a kid, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, he's brought him out in events and Big Blue Madness and if you don't know that, I mean, honestly, you're really not that smart, to be honest.
I mean
honestly.
At some point, we got to be careful with how we mince words because you're hurting.
Look, John, do you not understand that half of these kids have the same agents?
Most of them.
I mean, I'm not saying that they all do, but these agents all talk. I mean, there's 8 or 10, whatever. I mean, half of these kids have the same agents and everything else. You can't just go around and act like an idiot that don't understand anything. I mean,
and it's like you say something like, well, you quit whining. Like you had a comment, what was it, a couple of weeks, might have been today, I can't remember. Say, quit whining. We can't help it that Jasper's not good. There's a way to critique, and there's another way.
Not true.
To being personal, going to the personal way. The attacks being personal.
Simply not true. If you think that, you don't know the first thing about basketball. Just because somebody is inexperienced and a little timid and didn't get to be put out there and be able to be challenged and put through some stuff doesn't mean the kid is no good. That is just dumb. That shows me how unintelligent you are to begin with, to be honest. And that's just the truth.
Well, and I could say the same thing about Noah, the way they treat that kid all season long. That's the one that burns me up the most.
It's not just this year. This stuff has been going on for 4 or 5 years. And people wonder why Kentucky can't get back to what they were. Hello? Maybe you should look in the mirror and stop being so unintelligent. Maybe. Just going to throw that out there. I mean, honestly.
This has been a show to remember. Oh.
All right. We're going to get to
But
We're going
anyways,
to get to our bracket breakdown here, and we're going to pick some games and do some stuff here. So we are going to move on from that. And I know that was probably a little bit harsh, but I think people need harsh sometimes, to be honest with you. That's just my personal opinion. I think people need harsh. So let me switch things around here, guys, and we will get to our next part, but I've got to switch things up a little bit to do this. So bear with me just for a minute. We are going to be at the bottom of the screen here. We're going to be smaller, going to be at the bottom, and there's a reason for that. Here is the reason. We are going to run through the Sweet 16s on both the men's and the women's tournaments. We're going to start with the men's here. John, we got number 1 Duke versus a 5 seed, which I thought was a little low, and they have proved that so far. St. John's. Duke is a 6.5 point favorite. If you will look at the little bracket up there at the top, it says Duke minus 6.5. And this game is on CBS. So
my question here is, can Zuby Ejiofor control the paint? He's got 16.3 points a night. He's really good in the game where he blocks shots. He's a good defensive player, steals. They forced 16 turnovers in the Kansas game. You bring that to a Duke team that likes to play a little slow, I think helps. Now, what's Cameron Boozer going to do on the other side? If they get a big game from him, I think they survive this game. I'm going to go Duke, Brad. There's times where St. John's goes in spurts where they don't score. And I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that against the Duke team.
I mean, are they getting their big guy back this round?
I'm not for sure. They had mentioned it, but he said that it was a wait and see mode. But I'm going to go Duke here, Brad. I think Duke wins this game. And as far as the other game,
I honestly have not been impressed with Duke the first 2 rounds. Like they were like behind a lot in the 116 game. Like they did not play great in that game at all. And they really didn't play a good first half in the second round game, to be honest with you. St. John's has been playing well, really well.
Well, Dylan Darling's playing well. Zuby's playing well. Ian Jackson, I think, Bryce Hopkins. I think for Duke, Boozer, they got to have – and, his brother, Caden, is playing really well. So, you got some issues there with that backcourt of Duke too. But I just think Duke wins this game. I just think they're the better team.
I think I'm going to pick the surprise and pick St. John's. I'm definitely going to take St. John's in the 6.5 points. I'm going to take St. John's. If I'm a betting man right here, I'm taking St. John's in the 6.5 points. And that's just because St. John's has played so well and Duke really hasn't in the tournament so far. So, as far as a spread here, for sure, I'm taking St. John's. And the second game here in this bracket is a 2-3 UConn versus Michigan State. UConn is a 1.5 point favorite in this one, John.
I'm going to go Michigan State. They're really good at protecting the basketball. And I think that's the biggest key for them, Michigan State. I think they're 11.6 turnovers per game, which is plus for them. They've shot really well lately. They've hit 32 threes, I think, at a 47% clip, if I'm not mistaken. Their hot shooting will be a factor against a pretty good UConn defense. Tarish Reed is playing it like a man-child. What was it, Brad? 27 rebounds in the
30 31 points and 27 rebounds or something.
Going up against a guy like Carson Cooper is going to be interesting.
I think it was like the most since like Elvin Hayes or something.
You know
and
what
like
concerns
68.
me about this UConn team is their outside shooting.
Yeah.
If they're not hitting shots, they're beatable. And that's why I think Michigan State.
I mean, Michigan State is so up and down. Sometimes they play really well. It is tournament time. But UConn really hasn't played. St. John's has beat them twice lately. They handled them like 20 points one time. I just the UConn's barely won the last game. I mean, I think Michigan State in this one is the one to take as well.
You know what's nuts to me in this region is you have John Shire, Rick Pitino, Tom Izzo,
and Hurley.
Dan Hurley.
Okay.
BC is going to be electric.
Actually, there are 3 coaches in this bracket that have won national titles, and one of them is not from Duke.
No. Izzo, Hurley, and Pitino.
Yeah. There's 3 coaches in this region that has won national titles.
Wild thing to think about. So I got UConn or Michigan State and Duke, and I got a shocker, Brad. I'm going to go Michigan State. I think they get to the Final Four.
Okay. Well, that would be awesome.
I think they do. I think Izzo, if he does retire next year, which I don't think he will, I think he goes out on top and gets back to a Final Four.
I mean, if St. John's and Michigan State get here, we got Izzo versus Pitino. Could Pitino get back to the Final Four here?
It's possible, Brad.
I mean,
in his second year.
Yeah. I mean,
I tell people all the time, people can slam the idea of Pitino, but there's no better coach in America than that man.
I'm telling you, John, in my lifetime, and I've been around a while, in my lifetime, I'm not so sure that there's a better coach. I don't really like some of the things that he's done. But as a coach, pure basketball coach, it's pretty damn good.
Pretty good now.
All right, we're going to move to the next one, John. Try to get this pulled up here if it'll come up for me there. All right, John. This one's the surprise region, I believe. Iowa shocks Florida, and they're in there with Nebraska, old rivalry here. In the top game, Nebraska is a 1.5 point favorite as the 4 seed. You got to, what do you think about this game?
Corn versus corn. You got
old rivalry here.
Yeah. Nebraska's really good in high scoring games. They're really good at shooting the ball. I think in the last game they played, Bennett Sturts only had 11. The Hawkeyes, they play with tempo, Brad. I feel like that's why they beat Florida. They just made plays when they needed to. Fulgaris stepped up, hitting a big 3 to win the game. Cale Combs played really well. Banks is really good. They will need somebody to step up if Sturts is not playing well. And I don't know who that could be. It could be Combs, could be Fulgaris. I just think Nebraska is on a mission, and I think they get to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I mean, it opened up for them when Florida went down here, to be quite honest with you. I really feel like Iowa was an absolute surprise here in this round, and the round before to even be here. This Nebraska team has been good all year. I'm going to take Nebraska in this one. And then we got a really intriguing and good game on the bottom of this bracket, I believe. Number 2, Houston, and number 3, Illinois. Houston is a 2.5 point favorite here, John.
Cougars are 4th, Brad, in KenPom in defense efficiency.
Yep.
and they force, I think, was it 8 turnovers a night? That's going to be a lot of chaos because you're going up against a really good athletic Illinois team. It's sort of like the whole
They're
elite
so
defense
big. Illinois is so big.
versus a good offense. And Houston's really good about making teams play the way they want to play. Keaton Wagler's playing really well for them. Ball security is going to be a big key. The Illinois guard is going to have to play big. Boswell's going to have to play big. Ivasic, I think, is going to have to play a really good game. I feel like they could push this Houston team.
I think they can.
But I think Houston wins just based off their defense. I think their defense is what gets them to the Elite Eight, and I think they end up going to the Final Four. They're one of my Final Four picks.
Yes, Josh. Big Z is at Illinois.
Yep,
He had a monster.
Yeah.
He had a monster dunk in the last round.
So,
if you didn't see it, go check it out. But
I could see Illinois win this game.
I think Illinois is going to have a shot in this game. I really do.
I do. I just think Houston.
Do I think Houston pulls it out at the end? Probably. If I was a betting man, I'm saying 55 or 60% chance that Houston wins. But this is a lot closer than people think.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, this is a lot closer than people think, I believe. I think this is going to be a good one. I think this is one of the better games, I believe, to be honest. All right, we're going to move on to the next one, John. In this one at the top, what's the 1 seed in this? I can't. My thing is across it, and I can't see it.
Is it Michigan?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Michigan, Alabama. Listen,
no. This is the Arkansas region that I got.
Oh, the Arkansas, Arizona, Arkansas. That's it.
Arizona, Arkansas. There you go.
I want to tell you, Arizona can play.
Arizona's a 7.5 point favorite in this game against Arkansas.
Jaden Bradley has turned the corner since coming from Alabama. I think you're going to have to keep kind of Darius Acuff, from taking over the game and dictating what they want to do.
Yeah.
But I think that's the kind of team that can beat this Arkansas team. Arizona can win in different ways. They average, Brad, I think, 13 offensive rebounds a game. Yep. They're so good on the glass and in the paint. I think that's where they're going to win this game because
honestly, John, even before this tournament started, I know Duke got the number 1 seed, but I think Arizona's the best team in the country. I really do.
I think they're the best. Trevin Brazile.
Does that mean that the best team always wins? It does not mean that the best team always wins.
Well, we seen a couple years back, the same team was kind of in this position, Gonzaga and Arkansas knocked them off.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that Arkansas has to have. Trevin Brazile has to play big. If they're not, and he's not the focal point in the middle, and he can't hit shots, I think Arizona wins this game by double digits, Brad.
You know what I think is going to be the absolute key in this game? Arkansas has been playing with 6 guys. Pringle has been out. Yep. They literally have been playing with 6 guys. I do not believe for a 40-minute game that Arkansas is going to be able to keep up with this Arizona team with all the players they have and they run in and out and how good they are. I do not believe this Arkansas team is going to be able to keep up with them for 40 minutes in with 6 players.
No,
I just don't.
And then you got the other game, Brad. You got Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, Trey Kaufman-Wren. They're number 1 in offensive metrics. They're playing really well right now. When Smith is doing his thing, Brad, and he's all over the floor, this team can win the whole thing. Let's be honest. They're good. And now
Texas has been playing really well lately.
They get to the foul line quite a bit.
Purdue's a 7.5 point favorite, so both of these games are 7.5.
I think Vocatitis is a big plus in this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Volkatitis has been playing really well.
He's been an anchor in the paint. I think he's got 17 points a night the last 12 games.
Mark is going to be a good one for them.
Mark's going to be a big one for them.
Swain.
I just don't think they can stop the trio of what I said: Braden Smith, Fletcher Lohr, and Wren. I just think their offense is just so good that Texas, if they're not hitting, this could get ugly really quick, Brad.
Look, I really like Sean Miller. I've liked Sean Miller as a coach for a long time. He's done a fantastic job in year one here. I do think they fall short in this game, probably. I think Purdue probably marches on in this one. So, John, in this one, who do you have getting to the Final Four?
Arizona.
I mean, that's a good one. And then did we even say that in the last one? Did we say who we're taking to the Final Four?
Yeah, we did.
All right. I couldn't remember if you said that or not.
All
right.
I said Houston.
Yeah. All right. Michigan and Alabama, a 1 versus 4 here. Michigan is does that say 9.5? They're 9.5.
They have a lot of size. Mara, Morez Johnson, Lindenborg, they control the paint. And I mean literally control the paint. But they're going up against an Alabama team that is really good at shooting three.
You know what impressed me the most? Their last game, it was their defense.
It was their defense that won the game, yeah.
That's what and look, Alabama has not been playing defense, but they did the other day. And if they can play defense like they did, they can be in this game, I believe. Now, I don't know. They haven't been proving it, so I don't know if they can. But the last game, they played a really damn good defense.
I'm going to tell you, LeBaron Philon is going to have to be the best player on this floor.
Yeah.
For them to win.
Philon, as Ron likes to
I
say.
think you got to kind of spread this Michigan team out. You can't let it get slowed down at times like Michigan wants. You want to turn this into a track meet. And if you do that, Alabama's got a chance, Brad.
I think they do. Can Bama keep it within 9.5 points? If you're betting, I'm not so sure that you don't take Bama on this side. 9.5 seems a little
it's a
strong.
Little bit. But I am going to take Michigan to win this game. I just think they're the better team. I think they got size.
I do think Michigan wins it, to be honest. I do too.
They're just so good this year, and Dusty May is one heck of a basketball coach.
All right, this is where Kentucky could have been had they won. You got the 5-seed Texas. I mean, the 6-seed Texas versus the 2-seed Iowa State.
You mean Tennessee? You mean Tennessee, not Texas?
I mean Tennessee. 6-seed Tennessee versus the 2-seed Iowa State. Iowa State is a 3.5-point favorite.
Here's the thing, Brad. Will this game be the first team to 40?
They do play. They do play. This is really good elite defense.
Yeah. I think getting Joshua Jefferson back is going to be a big plus for them if he comes back. Now, you saw what they did Sunday. That defensive effort was absolutely
They're just hawks, man. They're hawks on the floor.
If Jefferson's sitting, I think Mylon has to hit threes. I think he's got to get hot like he did Sunday. And if he's not hitting, then, does Lipsy take off and do his thing?
We sure as hell couldn't stop him.
Here's the thing about Tennessee. They cannot let Iowa State rattle them into forced mistakes. If they do, Tennessee, you might as well track back to Knoxville because Iowa State will turn you over and they will take advantage of it.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, John. I'm taking Iowa State in this game.
I think they're too much.
I think they're just that much better, to be honest with you, in this one. And then that would leave Michigan and Iowa State, and that's going to be a really good Elite Eight matchup if that happens.
I still got Michigan. I think all the 1 seeds, most of them are probably going to be there, except I got Michigan State. I just think the overall talent with the top 4 teams are just so much better than everybody else.
I mean, Michigan probably does make it, but I think Iowa State's got a chance here. I really do. I was pretty high on them when the bracket come out. You can ask John. Everybody was like, well, I think Iowa State's a pretty good matchup for Kentucky. And I was like, no, I don't like it.
No, early on it seemed like, but then it kind of.
I didn't like it to start with, to be honest. All right, we're going to move on to the women's side of things here, John. This is crazy. UConn versus 4-seed North Carolina is a 27.5-point favorite. Did you hear me? 27.5-point favorite.
Yeah. UConn. Give me the Huskies. I just think they're too much. Asa Fudd, Sarah Strong. They're just so
Carolina
good.
Keep it within 30 points. I mean, Lord have mercy here. 27.5 points.
Probably will. I still think that's quite a bit, but and then you got the other game.
This one's going to be. Listen, get your popcorn ready. You're going to have Hannah Hidalgo versus Michaela Blakes. Like this is one of the matchups that I cannot wait to watch this weekend. Vandy is a 5.5-point favorite here over Notre Dame. It's a 2 versus 6.
I got Vanderbilt, but I also think Notre Dame, the way they're playing, wouldn't shock me a bit if they won this game.
I probably wouldn't either, Jerry, on the spread up there, but it's kind of funny to me.
Give me Vanderbilt. Give me Michaela Blakes. I think that she's just proven all year long that she's the best player in the country. Now, that's not to take away from Hannah Hidalgo. She's really good. But Michaela Blakes has been on a different level all season long.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I actually think UConn-Vandy, if it happens, will be an intriguing game. I really cannot wait to see Michaela Blakes versus UConn and Sarah Strong and see what she can do versus them. I mean, maybe she goes off for 40. I don't know, but she's capable.
Ultimately, I think UConn wins and they go back to the Final Four.
I mean, look, it's the women's side. I think everybody's going to have UConn here. I'm not a dummy, but I really think that it's going to be an interesting game, and I can't wait to watch Michaela versus Hannah and then Michaela versus UConn if it happens. But yes, you got to have the Huskies here to make the Final Four. I mean, I just don't know how you could do it any other way. All right, we are going to the South Carolina region here. South Carolina versus Oklahoma. This is a 1-4. South Carolina is a 17.5-point favorite over Oklahoma, who is a 4-seed here.
I like South Carolina in this game. I do think that, if I'm
not mistaken, these two teams played in the SEC tournament just a couple of weeks ago when I was watching.
I do think Oklahoma will keep this tight for a little while. I just think South Carolina is just too much. They have too many weapons, and they got Don Staley sitting on the sidelines. So, and
I'm pretty sure they pushed it out. It was a 20-some point win, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Don Staley and them's on a mission right now. I think they're destined to get back to where they want to go. They win that game.
Yeah,
here's the other part of this. The story of Virginia is amazing.
This is the one big upset. I mean, we had Notre Dame and the other that beat Ohio State, a 3 versus a 6. But this Virginia team is the one, like dark horse here, the one Cinderella, if you will. in the women's bracket. They're a 10 seed here that really nobody had, to be honest.
Yeah, I like this Virginia team. You know, hard to really believe they're here. Let's be honest. You know, Iowa, you know, tough loss on their part.
Double overtime.
Here's the thing about Virginia. Tamori Johnson is so good, but TCU has a really good star in Olivia Miles, who's going to put a lot of pressure on UVA. I think the Horned Frogs have a better defense, Brad. But Virginia probably has the better team that can rebound and control the. Give me TCU. I think they win this game.
TCU is a 9.5-point favorite here.
South Carolina.
Go ahead.
Then South Carolina beats TCU to go to the Final Four.
Yeah, if it is TCU and South Carolina, I think South Carolina wins that one as well. And if it's Virginia, it would be interesting that's to see Dawn Staley up against
You're breaking
Virginia.
up a little bit, Brad. I think it's because we've been on so long.
I just saying it would be interesting for Dawn Staley to go up against Virginia. All right. We're going to move on.
Really bad, Brad.
Well, I can't really do anything. I'm not doing anything different, so I'll let you lead it. Go ahead. I changed it.
Who's the first one you said? UCLA.
It's UCLA, Minnesota. UCLA.
Oh, UCLA, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I like UCLA. I think UCLA is the better team. Betts, you know, Rice, Kiki Rice. I think they're just too much. And then at the bottom, I got that's a good one.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go LSU. But I really love this. I really love this Duke team. I just think LSU's playing really well. Flaugier played really well last game. Michaela Williams, they're playing at a high level right now. I think LSU and UCLA play for the right to go to the Final Four, and I think I'm going to go LSU, Brad. I think Mulkey gets back there.
Yeah, this is the one I think has a chance for a one-seed upset here. I think LSU has a chance if they can get past this really talented Duke team.
Yep.
What's up, Ray? We've had a lot of different people on with us tonight, so I just want to say thank you to everybody. The last one, John, is the one that Kentucky's in. This is the Fort Worth region, Texas and Kentucky.
I hate to do it. I got Texas, Brad. Sorry, Bill. I just think Texas is going to be too much. Now, I do think the girls will play really hard. I think they'll be in the middle of this game, second half. I just think too much of Roy Harmon and Madison Booker in that team and Vic Schaefer. And on the Louisville side, I really like Louisville here, and I really like this Michigan team. This might be one of the best games of the region.
It could be. This is the early game Saturday.
I'm going to go Michigan, I think. I just think Schwartz is just playing at a high level right now. I just think Michigan's just got too much. And I think between Texas and Michigan, that's a tough one. I think Texas, again, I think they're back in the Final Four. I just think Schaefer's just so good of a coach. He's not going to deny them another. Roy Harmon's on a mission, and she's wanting to get back to the Final Four, and I think they get it done, Brad.
I mean, that's a good one. Listen, I'm not going to pick these because I'm covering it, so I'm really not going to pick this one. But, I mean, level head-wise, I think that's the one that most people are going to have. Listen, I'm Kentucky all the way here, to be honest with you. I'm not even going to lie about it. But I do realize who the best team overall it has been. in this bracket. Although Michigan is a very close second.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah.
Go Cats. I want to end this segment with that. I appreciate that. So many on with us tonight, and just it's really good to see everybody on with us different times here tonight. So I want to put that up. John, before we go off for the night here, there's a couple of other things that I want to get to. We went through March Madness here, John. Spring football is back. Last week was spring break, so they did not do a lot with the spring football. They had a week off, but they come back yesterday. They're back at practice. The next 4 weeks, they're going to be practicing on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
I'm excited, Brad. You got to really develop quarterback and wanting to improve in Minchie. You got C.J. Baxter in the backfield, Nick Anderson on the offensive line. They're itching to get out there and play. There's a lot of recruiting momentum happening right now for Will Stein in Kentucky. There's some 4-star quarterbacks that are getting ready to commit and sign wherever they may go. I know Kentucky's battling for a couple of them. I know one of them is Andre Adams. The other one is, Keegan Croucher, I think, is one, the Ole Miss signee. He's another one that's in the mix. So there's a lot of good going on under Will Stein. I'm excited about the season. I'm excited about spring. I know that he put out a post today to get their tickets tomorrow. The fans get their free ticket and come to the games. Will Stein has got this place rolling. And another thing that's really impressive to me is by watching a lot of these videos, Brad, these videos that Kentucky football has posted, whether it be X, Facebook, there's so much juice in the building that has not been in there.
I'll tell you the one thing. So he's been having a couple of players after each practice talk, and one of the assistant coaches has been coming out and talking. Yesterday was the new special teams coach yesterday, and then 2 linebackers, returning linebackers come out, Grant Godfrey and Antoine Smith come out yesterday. But the one thing that everybody seems to be mentioning about the spring practice, and all the players have been talking about the pace of practice that Stein is playing with. Everybody says last year that Stoops would give a couple of breaks in between at spring practice, and they were kind of long breaks in between, and everybody kind of would be able to catch their breath and blah, blah, blah. And everybody keeps talking about right now that Stein is just keeping the gas on the entire time, and there's a speed. And they do that up tempo, then they back off as far as the tempo of the offense and stuff.
Well, and another thing that he does that's really shaking me is the whole new technology stuff they're bringing in, the stuff for their helmets, this new stuff that is going like Georgia uses, Alabama, Tennessee.
Oregon. Yeah,
like we're going. Listen, folks, I said it 2 months ago. We could live in a world where Kentucky football might be put back on the map, like basketball.
Yeah,
and that's something that's scary to think about with the history Kentucky football has had. Like that's,
Look for John and I. I am going to be able to apply for credentials for the spring game, so we'll be bringing you all of this stuff each day. I will be posting each time they have a practice, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I'll be posting some pics and maybe part of the press conference, whether that be the coach or the players, different things. I
can't even talk, Brad. That's what I was saying a minute ago. I was just jabbering about the football. I'm just so excited. I haven't been this excited about football in probably a while.
Yeah.
There's a lot of juice in the building. Will Stein jumping up and down, Bateman going over and tapping people in the head, the players jumping up and down and getting in like Brad, there is so much joy that I have not seen from this group and some of this group from last year ever from a coaching standpoint. It's a totally different vibe in the building.
There's a lot of juice with Kentucky football, so we're excited about that. And then, John, I want to mention, I got to bring it up. The baseball team is playing on the road this weekend at LSU. John, LSU is the preseason #1 team, and they have fallen completely out of the top 25. So Kentucky has a chance here to go on the road and steal a series against LSU. And Kentucky's 20-4, John.
Yeah, they're a really good team now. They did lose 2 out of 3 to Ole Miss, which kind of stunk, but it is what it is. You're not going to win them all. They come back. They won, what was it, today or yesterday against Murray State, which I felt like was a really good win midweek. Big opportunity this weekend, Brad.
Run ruled them too, I think.
Ruled them, yeah. Big opportunity this week. So congrats to the Wildcats. And I just want to say one more thing before we log off, Brad. When we was going over the Jasper thing, I wasn't trying to be hateful or malicious. I just think us as fans and people out there can be more choice with our words. There's a way to critique, and then there's a way to be personal and have attacks. And I think that's where the line has been kind of crossed. And I think fans have to be better about words that they choose and pick when they're discussing some of these players, because a lot of these parents and family watch this stuff.
I mean, I was trying to be a little bit harsh because I believe people actually need that, to be honest with you. I think the world is just a little bit soft right now. I mean, Brenda Freeze over the last weekend was yelling at one of her players and trying to hype her up and tell her that she believed in her. Excuse me. And she done it in a really rough way. I mean, she's right in her face screaming at her. And people are so soft. I mean, soft.
Here's the thing. If you can't handle that type of coaching, then you don't belong on the national level. You don't belong on the Division I level.
People are so soft. I mean, get you some fun.
And another thing I want to mention, you was talking about baseball. Opening day is actually tonight, but the real opening day is tomorrow. And the Reds play. I don't know if the Dodgers play or not, but baseball's back. I just wanted to kind of bring that up towards the end here.
It's crazy to me, John, that the baseball plays that many games in spring training as well. Yeah, I mean, have they not played like 40 games in spring training?
Something of that, 30 maybe at the most.
It's so ridiculous.
Oh, and the Sweet 16 is tomorrow. So Sweet 16 is tomorrow one day. Most of the opening day teams play tomorrow. Now the Giants and I can't remember who it was that played tonight, but the Giants and somebody played tonight. It might have been the Yankees. So big weekend ahead, big opportunity for the Wildcats. Football's around the corner. And Brad had mentioned early in the show, I don't know if everybody caught it, but we had a guy, Ty Johnson, comment on our stuff. He might be joining us in basketball season. He works he used to work through the Adidas circuit, and he knows a lot of D1 guys, pro guys.
AAU circuits, yep.
He could be another little connection for us, so be on the lookout for that as well.
All right, guys, this has been our Wildcat Weekly / Sweet 16 picks show for this week. We got games coming up the next 4 days, 5 days, possibly if Kentucky makes it to Monday.
And Brad's favorite time of the year, portal season.
Here we go with the Gossip Girls again.
Oh, I had to do it, man. I had to do it.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap up. We will see you next week. We'll try to be back. Try to be back on Monday night. If Kentucky wins, they would be playing on Monday. So we will see. It might be Tuesday next week that we will do this show. But we will have a show Tuesday or Wednesday probably next week to preview the Final Fours and talk about the Final Four matchups and championship game.
Evening,
So,
Ray. I didn't get a chance to say hello to Ray. So Ray was on here. We had like 20 people watching at one point.
there's probably 20, 30 people that commented. I mean, just different people commenting, to be honest with you tonight. So it was awesome. I appreciate everybody. Get you a t-shirt, sign up, subscribe. It's only 99 cents a month, man. We appreciate it. It helps us out. So just subscribe, hit that subscribe.
And I just want to say this as we log off. Jasper, I'm one of your
absolutely.
I'm one of your number one fans.
I have spoken to Dennis Johnson personally. I've sat beside him several times this year. I've told him how much I loved him as a player, how much I appreciated him and Derek, his brother. I love Jasper Johnson. Absolutely. Jasper, if you listen to this show, we want you as a Wildcat. KY till you die.
And whatever choice you do make, I wish you all the success in the world. I do.
Always. So, all right, man. We're going to wrap this up. We will see you guys next week. Enjoy the games and don't get in trouble this weekend.
I'll try not to. Unless I'm a Dodger fan.
Leave my damn Dodgers alone. We're going to kick y'all's ass.
Oh, mercy. Woo.